All right, on deck. Small caps that might pay off big time in the future. Singular Research's Robert Maltbie has gone through a number of small caps, and he's got some picks for you coming up. Well, it's certainly been a volatile few weeks for stocks. The Dow is off more than 400 points from its February highs, and to some, this is the end of a two-year bull run. Your next guest, though, disagrees with that, at least for some names. Robert Maltbie has found some small cap stocks he thinks are ready to run. He is managing director for Singular Research, and he joins us now. Robert, before we get to your picks, I want to ask you about the entire U.S. market. Is the run done? Why or why not?
That's the $86 question, Brian. I just returned from the East Coast, where I was visiting with a lot of our institutional clients. And I have to tell you, the biggest piece of insight that I came upon was on the flight back. I was sitting right next to probably the biggest rock star, American rock star, in our history, right next to me.
Taylor Swift was sitting next to you?
I wish,
a joke,
not
Robert.
Quite. But similar. You know, you get on a plane, you're always wondering who's going to be next to you. Is going to be an attractive lady. Well, Alice Cooper was sitting right next to me. And the reason I bring that up is, in our conversation, he told me he was on the cover of Forbes in 1973, which coincidentally represented the last time the American public had such a low level of stock ownership in their portfolios of all their holdings. We are at generational lows, Brian, in terms of exposure to equities, and that's one reason why we think there's not a lot of downside risk here. The other thing for small caps that we like, over half of the stocks, there's a lot of value. Over the half of the stocks in the marketplace that are cheap, below 10 PE, are small caps. And we have four of them for you today.
All right, well, we're probably not going to have time to get to all four. The president ran a little bit long. School definitely was in on that flight with Alice Cooper, Robert. Let's get to Dorman Products here. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Auto parts company,
No,
it's more than doubled in a year, so why will it keep going up? I mean, it's already got a double.
Hey, one other piece of massive irony. I was in seat number 18. How do you like that? Dorman Products.
It's an Alice Cooper pun-filled interview. I love it.
You should have him on. I think he's a marketing genius, the way he
a good idea.
Catapulted himself.
All right, let's get to Dorman. Why do you like Dorman? It's more than doubled. Come on. We got to help you get up to the front of the plane, not seat 18.
Okay. There you go. Dorman's got a lot of room to go. They have taken up the slack that's been left. They're an OEM supplier of remanufactured and replacement parts, A to Z, from the doorknobs to the hubcaps to the manifolds, that you could only get at the dealership. Why Dorman will continue to grow, Brian? 30% of the dealerships wiped off the map. The other reason, the average age of the U.S. auto right now, 10 years. Very old. They need to be replaced. Good stuff for Dorman long term. You
also like Griffin. I did a little research on Griffin. The first thing I had to do is figure out exactly what Griffin does. Griffin doesn't do anything, right? They own like Ames, True Temper, and other corporations. These companies, pardon my cynicism, make me a little nervous.
Well, that's not the point. The point is this. Griffin is a miniature General Electric without the albatross of the bad debt and the balance sheet and the tough financials. They are in three segments that are growing and turning around. Garage doors, with a rebound in real estate over the long term. Defense systems and diapers. Solid long-term growth there, too, with the aging of America.
Robert, we're going to have to leave it there. It's a little bit shorter than we planned. We'll give you the number for the White House. You can call them up. But thank you very much. We'll get you back soon. We'll get the other two picks. You like Dorman and Griffin. And interesting flight. I look forward to hearing more stories about Alice Cooper. Robert, thank you very much.
All right, Brian.
All right.
Take care.